YouTube, what's good? It's your boy, Paulus Harris, aka Producer. Hey, if this is your first time tuning in, go ahead, hit the doggone subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Every time I post up new content, after full review, look at that last night show or whatever. I mean, Monty actually I really said that old boy won, whatever little debate that we had or whatever. But I beg to differ. Because again, I just went back, watched the show, and especially all of the stuff that we was actually really talking about on the show, right? Now, the producer did not lose last night. I'm not gonna say that I won either, right? I mean, because for the most part, everybody is entitled to how they feel about certain things, certain individuals, or whatever. But like I say, for those y'all that actually really have been subscribed to my channel for a pretty good while, again, it's just like what I said last night. You know how I feel about so-called racism, so-called being a racist, right? When everybody here is human beings. So, and the only thing that actually really going to separate us is color. And then even then, it's the wrong goddamn color, right? So now, if you actually really want to call it being ignorant as fuck, then hey, by all means, right? And just like I said, go back and actually really watch the show. It was pretty good or whatever. With the stuff with the shit with Nick Cannon and the Korean song and then, but they see, VQ, he talking about Koreans being racist. I'm like, how the hell you gonna talk? And especially if you ain't never been over there to their country or whatever, you really don't know their goddamn lifestyle. So how the hell you gonna actually really call somebody a racist when, for the most part, they're like saying you don't know nothing about that particular group of people. Hell, there's a lot of people don't even know about the people that they being around with on a daily basis, right? But just like I said, everybody, what if you truly honestly believe what comes out of your mouth is the actual gospel, then hey, by all means, just don't try to bring that shit towards me, because I'm gonna let you know. So now that I got that out the way, right? I'm gonna call this next piece, even though it is about the Gorilla Glue woman, right? But I'm actually going to call this one Hook, Line, and Sinker, right? And if you really don't know what hook, line, and sinker means, it's almost like when you go fishing and if you catch the fish right, then you hook. Not like this. That's what hook, line, and sinker is, right? And for everybody that's talking about this woman, and I guess you could actually really put me in it now, right? Everybody is talking about this woman that's supposed to use some Gorilla Glue to keep her tracks in or whatever. I mean, me personally, I didn't think I thought like wearing tracks, I thought that was the actual thing of the past. Well, okay, so in either case, right? I was like, okay, if you really thought that, I mean, let's be reasonable, people. Who digress the fact you have people living or dead, right, have done some rather spectacular, fucked up things at times, right? I mean, you almost have to let's put the Gorilla Woman glue, or the Gorilla Glue woman, let's put her in the same, no, you can't even do that, right? Because you get people because at first it was the Tide Pods right? Motherfuckers going around eating them things. Then you had the people that would take that air and they inhale that, right? And I'm guilty of that one, but I ain't die from the shit. I mean, I'm thinking, for the most part, the stuff that people do, right? Chances are you're not finna die from it, right? You might have to carry your ass to the hospital or whatever. But I can't help, and again, y'all know how I am about certain things. I'm just looking at it like, okay, who in their right mind is gonna take some damn Gorilla Glue and put it in their head? And for the most part, you almost gotta ask yourself you have to ask yourself the all important question. Did this woman really put Gorilla Glue in her head, or is it just something to capture everybody's attention? Right? Because I'm pretty sure that you can't sit up here and tell me that you don't know how to read because you knew what the fuck you knew what you was putting in your damn head to write off. And I bought Gorilla Glue. Matter of fact, I think I got a bottle of the shit now. So a lot of times, right, if you try to put something together, you get the shit on your hand or whatever. I mean, then yeah, of course you ain't gonna let it just stay there, right? You go ahead, you wash it off, whatever. No harm, no foul, right? But you gonna put the shit in your head, like really? And know what I'm saying? I'm almost at the point. Okay, they just threw that in there to act like really distract people of all the other nonsense that's going on now, right? Because I'm trying to tell you, because everybody out there still with this bullshit pandemic with the coronavirus. And yes, it's bullshit, right? But then for the most part, you either focus on that or you trying to focus on what the fuck Joe Biden and Kamala Harris is doing, right? Tom Brady just won the Super Bowl or whatever. So whatever that your mind is fixed on at the particular time, these motherfuckers, they sit up, they either sit there at the round table or the square table or whatever. And I just know they have to, they sit there and they be like, okay, what fucked up story can we come up with that's gonna cause everybody to talk about, right? And then you actually really gotta stop and think. Some people can actually really come up with some rather amazing shit at times, right? So somebody probably say, hey, you know what? Let's get this woman and tell her, look, don't actually like really put it in your head or in your hair, right? But we need for you to go to the hospital, tell these people that you put some damn Gorilla Glue in your head. Because whatever the hell you trying to keep there, you felt like the actual glue wasn't gonna do it. So I'm gonna go get this Gorilla Glue and see how that works. I mean, because me personally, unless when it comes to the time, okay, it's time for you to take that shit off. Again, right? You knew going in. You knew going in, right? You already know that this shit once you put it on there, you can't get this shit off. Like, really. So, but in other case, that's probably like, let's just say, this is, that right there, that's probably like one of the most bonehead things that you can do that a person has done in what y'all would call the early part of 2021. And I'm actually really calling it, this is the ass end of 2020. I mean, because it's just like what I said. Who the fuck puts Gorilla Glue in their hair? Knowing damn well you gonna eventually you gonna have to pull that shit out, right? I mean, just think about it. I've heard some amazing stories over the years, right? Just like when that guy, he was at the pool in the jacuzzi or whatever, and he stuck his dick in the damn suction part, and then he couldn't get loose, right? And then motherfucker be like, hey, go cut that shit off. And motherfucker be like, well, you dumb son of a bitch, what you do it for? Right? So when he did that, then motherfuckers around here eating Tide Pods. Now you got the gorilla woman, the gorilla glue woman, right? I mean, put it like this. Hollywood couldn't, it don't get no better than that. I'm like, you be like, the fuck was you thinking? Like, seriously. Like, I mean, was you high? Was you drunk? I mean, like, really? What was it? What signal was implanted in your head? They say, you know what? I'll put some Gorilla Glue in my head or my hair or whatever. Because I'm really trying to go to the club or whatever. Or I'm trying to catch somebody's eye. Well, motherfucker, whoever eye that you is actually really trying to catch, guess what? You caught a hell of a lot more than what the hell you bargained for. I mean, you really gotta like actually really just stop and think for a minute. You gotta be like, okay, there is some amazing, motherfucking amazing people in the world that we live in. I mean, that's almost like, and yeah, I see this would happen. Motherfucker be like, it's almost like some jackass shit. When they go out and they go out and do shit they know for the most part they gonna get fucked up when it happens. But they do it and they ha ha he he and they laugh about it, then that's the end of it, right? I mean, but let's just think about this for a minute, right? You almost got to ask yourself a very serious question here. What would you rather do? Would you actually really be like, okay, I'm gonna take some Gorilla Glue and put it in my hair, or you go eat some shit that for the most part is gonna gas you the fuck up, right? And your stomach is bubbling or whatever, and then you either take a match. Okay, I mean, I don't know. Well, you might want to discuss that with it and see. Hey, so in our case, you gotta actually really stop and be like, okay, yeah, what I was saying, you gonna put some Gorilla Glue in your hair or eat some shit that you know is gonna gas your ass the fuck up, and then you either take a cigarette lighter or a match and hold it to your ass to think that a flame don't shoot out, yeah, you about an old dumb motherfucker. Like, seriously. Because 9 times out of 10, you really don't know what the fuck that gas, what it's gonna do to you. I mean, because I'm pretty sure, matter of fact, I know it is. Human gas is flammable. Like, seriously. And then you go out and really, yeah. So yeah, you about old special type of stupid. Like, really. So so it really ain't too much nothing more that I can say about the Gorilla Glue woman. Now, but then again, just know this. One or two things is about to happen to Gorilla Glue, or the people that actually really make Gorilla Glue. The same thing that happened with the motherfuckers that do the Twisted Tea shit. When old boy was in his face and old boy got slapped the shit out of with that damn Twisted Tea can, right? So you know 9 times out of 10, sales actually really went up with Twisted Tea, right? And so now somebody said, oh, well, it's Gorilla Glue's turn, right? So a lot of people, a lot of motherfuckers probably gonna be like, you know what? If she had to go to the hospital to get that shit out of her head, then that must be some strong shit. Like, really. So those motherfuckers on, a lot of y'all, if you ain't got it already, go out to your local hardware store. Go out to your local hardware store or dollar store and go pick you up a bottle. Right there. Go ahead and pick you up a bottle. Now, as you can see, I ain't got no hair, right? Even if I did, I would be putting this shit in there. So, so again, it is what it is, people. I just thought I would throw that little bit in there for y'all. You know, like I said, last night's show was spectacular. It was good. And I told them then, I'm like, hey, look, y'all trying to do this again? Hey, let me know. Plain and simple. Because I enjoy a good debate. And whatever happens, happens. So with that being said, tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell Big Dad, tell Big Bertha, your uncle, your auntie, your grandma, your papa, motherfucker next door, across the street, around the corner. Paulus Harris, aka Medusa. Y'all know motherfuckers, and I'm gonna holler at y'all.